Aloha, I'm Felicia Johnson, and I conduct work-life video interviews with career professionals that become an all-intuitive conversation. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of All Intuitive Conversation. I'm Felicia Johnson, and I encourage individuals to live smart and ascend to new levels of work-life success. So today I have the pleasure of connecting with Tim. He and I have never spoken before, but I am definitely intrigued because based on his LinkedIn profile, he seems to be working in like networking and is all about connecting with individuals. So let's bring him to the screen. Aloha, Tim.
Hey, Felicia, I'm so glad to join you.
Well, thank you so much. You and I haven't met before, and so I get the opportunity to learn a little bit about what you do and your life and what has brought you to this moment to connect with me.
Yeah. Well, I am a big believer in the law of attraction and in business, it's so much more spiritual than anybody can really imagine. And I believe that there's a lot of work on the self and self mastery that has to occur in order to even be in business. And a lot of people may not know that. They may not even think about it, but man, that's your biggest hurdle in doing any kind of business, really, is just the self.
Well, indeed, because I think most people may be familiar with the term like emotional intelligence, where it's talking
Right.
about yourself, and then there's how you interact with people, and it's very important. It's also interpersonal skills, it's social skills. But what I love that you already touched on is the spiritual aspect of it. And that's part of the reason why I had chose LinkedIn as this platform. Because most people just think it's just you just bring in your business self. But I'm like, we're holistic people. There's a whole aspect to us, and that we're really and truly are bringing that to life every day as we go into the work. And so it's just bringing another view of what the spirituality piece looks like with that. And so, and already, Tim, the first card that came out here were this community of individuals and people, which so much resonates with the picture that's on your LinkedIn profiles. Like you have all of these individuals kind of networking. And it says here, news worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancy, or graduation, a time for gratitude, close communities or chosen families. And so, of course, what's resonating is that you seem to be very much about communities. So, the first question that's kind of coming through with that is how do you define community?
well, um, well, how I'd love to define community is, a place where people are gathering and networking together. They are helping each other. They have common goals and they're helping each other to achieve them. And that to me is community.
Awesome. Well, it goes on as I'm looking here, looking at this picture, and I'm reading your description. Your business is third party people, and there's three people in this card. So that leads me to the next question. Tell me, what is third party people? What is that?
Well, maybe the audience knows, or people in business. A lot of times, you'll third party a service.
Mm,
So maybe it's not your own equipment, and you'll have to rent some. Well, that's a third party. But in our aspect, we have people. So I've gathered a lot of intelligent people in my network, and so supporting businesses in marketing aspects and operational aspects of their business. I've
mm,
got a wide range of services that we've kind of put under our umbrella. And very helpful, very helpful third party to whatever somebody's got going on in their business, so.
Yeah. Okay. So when most people, is this your business? Is this the business that you started?
Yeah.
Okay. So when most people start a business, they were usually like kind of impassioned, but a lot of times also there was some kind of problem or issue.
Oh
So what was the spark that you said, you know what? I'm going to go and create third party because this is an issue that needs resolution. Tell me about that.
yeah. So, well, my background is in pipeline construction, and so it's kind of like an old industry, if you will. And they're not up on modern marketing and being online, and me doing this right now. Like, I'm probably one of the handful of people in this industry that are like on a camera. Like, nobody's into being online and
Being
being out
seen.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and my wife, we love design and all the technology, even all this AI tech that's coming out, like implementing that and making businesses run efficiently and implementing smart things in people's companies to help them grow.
That part. You said the word that I'm all about efficiency and processes.
Yeah.
How to just streamline things. And that just gives more space and capacity to live life if we're not just caught up in all the the hoopla and crazy stuff. Like, why is the process that way? So the next card that came up here is like when you were talking about not just being seen. It's this woman here that has two swords that's kind of like got the X. And it says, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, follow your own heart rather than try to make others happy, pretending there's no problem, overanalyzing a situation. But what that's connecting to me is the follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy, in the sense of it's like, okay, I assume you probably were working in some, like you said, you're working in some industry in the business. Like, you know what? I'm going to step out and do something differently on, you know, my own. And that's it. And that they were pretending like there was no problem in this field, but you have seemed to kind of wanted to tackle that.
Yeah.
So
It's
what?
true.
Yeah.
So these past few months, I kind of have been working to find a resolution in my other company. And so I had a few different businesses. One was in recruitment and staffing, and I had a partnership, and it just was like working me to death. And I just wound up, saying, all right, guys, I can't just be the only one over here operating. I'm going to close this. I'm going to move all my business and
Mhm.
take it over here to third party people, you know, and partnership with my wife. And we're going to rock and roll and be happy and be happy in our business, and keep doing what we love doing.
Yeah. Um, well, it's interesting because when I go back to this card, it's the woman, and the thing that kept um coming up is that you've said your wife a couple times now. So tell me about her.
Okay. Yeah, very special woman to me. um, I'm a very picky guy, and I waited till way late in life to get married,
Mhm.
and she did the same. And so 8 years ago, we met each other and just hit it off, and we just knew it just worked, and our personalities worked well together, but also we had these traits for business that worked really well with each other. And since we got married, we've really just kind of been building our family and homeschooling 3 children, and
Even there's three.
yeah, exactly. And so we made a few $1 million working together,
Ooh, yes.
and built our businesses. And then she loves fashion, and so she actually broke off a little over a year ago and started TGC Fashion, which is Trust God Claudia Fashion.
Oh,
And so, yeah, so she's altering the genetic sequence of fashion, and so she's doing really great with that. And that aspect of helping businesses source products, and
mhm.
she's all about it, product development and SEO, website design. She's crushing it. So
Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
Because the next card that had came out, like I said, the woman here, there's a woman, like I said, this kind of guarded, protected. But then the next card that kind of came out that I want to address here is another woman who's in the water again, but now she's open. She's enjoying this whole life. And the word there is charm. And then I have another woman here, and the card says envy, and she's in this wilderness. But it also is the idea of just free. So the thing that's coming through that's kind of the connection is the envy. It seems like you guys have built a life together that people would envy. So, what is the secret that you would say is to your relationship?
Um, maybe just honor and respect. Just trying to live to a higher standard,
Mm,
and trying to get rid of any of the things that people worry about in relationships. Just try and address them. And just trust. And help each other build. Right? I mean, like, she wants that fashion company. Guess what? I'm behind the scenes. I'm helping out.
target, yes.
I'm like, hey, well, let's look at this, or hey, you want me to help you write some newsletters, or whatever it may be. Like, help your partner. Like, I don't see a lot of guys like really building things with or for their wife, or significant others, and so that's just not me. I'm
Mm,
about building and helping the people that are in my community. We've been fortunate to help hundreds in our recruitment company, and during these tough times too. So
mhm.
just helping people get on in their career, and it's kind of been a blessing to be there. But man, it's been hard just building businesses during this crazy time too.
Mm.
So
Well, you had another card here that has a theme of nourishment. And the trigger statement says, "It's all my fault." The true statement says, "I see what I truly need." Your energetic body needs nourishment, so begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. And so, what the flip is, or the message that's kind of coming through, is more so in regards to like your relationship. It's like you understood what you needed. You understood that you're open to helping like your wife and filling those roles and supporting her. It's also coming through the message of just, hey, I feel as though the message kind of coming through is like you're just open to when we argue, like, okay, this is like, you take ownership. If there's some disagreement or something going on, like, okay, this is my quote unquote fault. But you know how to step in and still support your wife when it needs to get done.
yeah.
Because the next card that came out here was the High Priestess. Like I said, you have a lot of women energy coming through. Um, through yours. And it says for the high priestess, meditate and turn inward to discover your soul's true desire. This is not the time for action. Develop your intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom you receive. Um, Tell me about another woman that has impacted your life.
Um, I mean, maybe my mother. I don't know.
Hmm. What's one of the best memories that you had of your mom?
Hmm. Ah, I don't know. Maybe just uh, whenever I used to come home from college and we'd hang out and go to the beach at like a little lake and go hang out.
Beach,
Yeah.
water,
Um,
lake.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, just or maybe even just working on things around their house. I don't know. Just trying to enjoy each other's company, I guess.
Hmm. Is she still on? Is she still alive? Is she still here?
Yeah.
Have you talked to her in a while?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, uh, we're not as close as most people are, but we're most people are probably got a better relationship, but you know um, I'm always trying to work on it, I guess. But but I wish we were closer. You know.
So, there's no judgment because everybody's relationship with their parents is like their kind of just relationship. Um, but they could just hearing about how you're bonding with your wife and connecting. And then I keep going back here of there's some woman that seems like it's kind of standoffish back, um, guarded, that's coming back to that here, the high priestess, the woman that just the wisdom, the knowledge, like she's still there. And whatever that looks like for you, if it's just text message, hey, you crossed my mind today, you came up, um, just to, and I love you, being encouraged in, let's see, in that way to connect with her because it says the theme is letting go. Trigger statement. This is not the way it's supposed to be. True statement. I'm free. Lift up your burdens and allow the divine to free you from them. Allow yourself to be cleansed of anything that is weighing you down. So, not necessarily meant for me to talk about, but if there was like some argument or something like that, of just being able to kind of release that energetically and just being at peace with that, um, I think it's going to be encouraging on your journey as you continue to live smart, innocent to new levels of um, success. Does that make sense for you?
Oh yeah, it's something I'm always working on and dealing with, and I think that it doesn't matter how old you are. I think you're always trying to do something to please your family and please your parents, and it's and and uh, a lot of people come from messed up families, and it just you know it's just like it's it is what it is type of thing, and you just wish it was something else, but
Mm-hmm.
you know um, but there's love there, and you
Yeah.
always wish that you could just work on things and it just be perfect, just like anything else. But
Well, there's no perfect. It's just an alignment.
yeah.
And then I was asking Emmanuel's like, okay, what's the encouragement here for Tim? And the card that came out here is the Lord sustains the humble, which is Psalms 147:6. Um, because the importance that you have with the networking in the community, people is definitely there and peaceful. And like I say, you have this community of the threes, but there's just this high energetic field of connecting with the woman. And like I say, if you have been thinking about that anyway, of just checking in with mom, just kind of see how she's doing, They're just encouraging you to do that. And so the message, so the final one here is a throat chakra. Are you familiar with the throat chakra?
A little bit, yeah.
So as you cleared out your throat, this is the whole energetic here for the communication, which goes back to all the different things, how you communicate with individuals. And it says, creative expression. I am committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing, crying, and through use of my creative talents. I consciously use my senses to experience my world more fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more, and I become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, nature, people, insights.
Very good. Very cool.
So, Tim, so people are like, yes, I want to network and connect more with you. How can they reach you?
Well, our website is probably one of the best places to get a hold of me. It's just the number 3 RD Party People. And, I've got a contact us button there. You can schedule a time to talk with me, or if you want to talk about business or life, if there's something you think I can help with, then that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being open to having this all intuitive conversation with me. If you have watched this and you're like, yes, I would like to be a guest as well, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or messages. Or if you're wanting to learn more about what this is, you can visit my website, All Intuitive Conversation. Tim, I do hope you have been encouraged to live smart and continue to extend to new levels of work-life success. And until we meet again, this has been another episode of All Intuitive Conversation.